Are you thinking about running all of our MAPS programs one after another and want to know what'll happen to you? Watch this.
Next caller is Cole from North Carolina.
Cole, what's happening? How can we help you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
All right, so I'll just jump right into it. My question is, so I'll give the question and then I'll give kind of background and a little bit of a caveat. So my question is, so I like not a year ago, sorry, about a month ago, Sal, you were saying how it'd be really cool to see somebody go through all the programs. And I decided, I really like you guys' program so far, and I'd like to do that. So, so that's kind of my goal moving forward, kind of a fitness goal of mine. I'd like to see my body transition through all the different types of programs, and they all seem pretty interesting to me. So my question is, if you were to watch somebody go through these programs or follow somebody as they went through these programs, what would you track and why? What metrics would you track and why? And then the caveat in the background is, so I'm transitioning out of the military. I've been in for about 10 years, and I'm getting out, doing the entrepreneur life, and I'm just I like through my time in the military, I've kind of built some bad relationships with food and body image issues and stuff like that. And so like tracking calories, I have tracked my calories before, and it's not put me in a very good headspace. I'd like to be in the future, be able to get back to that. But obviously that's not a right now thing. And so that's kind of the caveat is like, I understand tracking calories would probably be a good thing. But kind of the caveat is like, how do I get back to that outside of seeing my therapist and stuff like that?
That is a fun question right here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you called in because I know Sal put that out there a while back, and I would love to talk to somebody as they go through this process. And there's actually a lot of things that you can pay attention to that has nothing to do with the tracking the food. Now that being said, there are, part of the benefits of going through all the list of programs is that ideally, we would like to see a gain in lean body mass, reduction of body fat, so that would be up there. And if we're not tracking calories, you have to know that that's an area where there could be some room for error, and just accepting that. Like, hey, because of my past, I don't want to get ridiculous about weighing, measuring food. Therefore, of all the things I'm going to track and pay attention to, there is potential that the body fat percentage thing may not be the most perfect and ideal, and that's okay. The other things I'm looking at strength, mobility, technique on the exercises that I'm doing, range of motion in an exercise, stability. God, what else would you guys track?
Posture.
Posture. Yes.
Those are all physical. I would also track, perceived exertion, enjoyment, how it's affecting the rest of your life, your sleep, your energy. So basically just like, is this program making me, am I seeing improvements in physical fitness, and am I seeing improvements in the quality of my life? So those are, general categories that encompass quite a few things. Now, as far as the diet is concerned, the first thing I would do is I would try to work on my relationship with food by tracking things like, triggers, what foods are triggers, what emotional states are triggers, what situations are triggers, right? If I go to swimming, is that something that tends to move me in a particular direction? So I have to take my shirt off, or when I go to the gym, how do I feel before, during, and after meals? Am I eating distracted? Like, I'd start with all that stuff first. And then when you feel like if everything feels kind of comfortable and you don't feel super stressed out and you want to start tracking, I would track once a week. Just once a week, I would say, here's what I want to hit. I want to hit this many grams of proteins, fats, and carbs. And then you can plan your meals and do it once a week. And then pay attention to how that affects your behaviors on that day and the days after. Sometimes people will track, they're fine on the day that they track. Afterwards, they find that they go way off because it feels like they're off all of a sudden. And then go from there. Track 1 day to 2 days to 3 days to 5 days and so on. But really, you got to be real honest with yourself during that process to be able to say, this isn't working for me. I think I'm going to kind of pull back. And I will say this, here's the deal. I don't track. I don't track. I almost never track. I'm not against tracking at all. I think it's a very valuable tool. but I get my body fat down into the single digits all the time without tracking. But just by simply watching myself, watching how I feel, and manipulating my food intake day by day based off of performance, how I feel, body fat percentage, strength, and that kind of stuff. So that's just me. That's just how I do it. So it's totally possible. But tracking's valuable. But if it's something that doesn't work for you, it's not necessary. You can get a pretty fit, lean physique. I don't think you'll get on stage. I don't think I could get down to 2 or 3% body fat without tracking. But I get myself down to 7-8% routinely without tracking. So I think the average person, you can get to the point where you got a 6-pack at 10% without tracking. I think that's totally possible. It's a little more challenging because it requires you to pay more attention, but it's totally possible. So that's where I go with that.
Well, being the performance guy, I could geek out completely with a lot of these statistics, almost like you're creating a video game character with all of these bubbles that you're going to fill in terms of your strength, your stamina, your power, output, force production, grip strength, lateral speed, mobility in terms of range of motion, but stability and strength in that range of motion. There's so many different ways to kind of look at what all these different programs would provide, and they're all uniquely individual and different. And so to see if you could see that there's an increase, even if it's a subtle increase in any one of these metrics, would be pretty damn cool to watch.
No, I'm so fascinated with this question, and I love that you're like kind of taking notes down all the things that we could track, because why I think we all selfishly want someone to do this is because all the things that we combined have listed were taken into account when creating all these. Like the idea always was like, when we were writing these programs, and it is what made the dynamic between the three of us together always writing, is we have different perspectives on creating programs for people, and we take into consideration all these different metrics that you would like to see this person progress. So and I think what I do is that the list that we just gave you, that you just made, I would probably look at it like this, where I would like maybe bubble score it, 1 being like terrible, 5 being perfect or something like that.
Yeah, good job.
And then like at the end of every program, be like, man, as far as like when I went through this program, like my sleep and sex drive and all those things was amazing. And then I noticed my strength was amazing, but I didn't notice my stamina wasn't great, or middle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and kind of like.
Yeah, and then the more objective metrics, you could just put numbers: gain 10 pounds on my bench press, or 5 pounds on my squat. Cole, how many of our programs do you own?
I've got the RGB bundle. So my wife is 5.5 months postpartum, and so I decided, like, she wanted to get back in the gym, so I decided now would be a good time to do MAP Starter and just kind of go as if I was a beginner. I've been training for like 5 years now in the weight room, but yeah. So I've got MAP Starter, I've got the RGB bundle, and I've got MAPS Prime. And so I was going to do Starter, then probably Resistance, and then Symmetry, and then do the RGB bundle. And that's what I've got.
All right. So, well, I tell you what.
Do you have Resistance or Symmetry yet? Did you buy that yet?
I do not yet.
Oh, so give them those.
Yeah. Well, we'll send you those. But I'll tell you what, Cole. Cool. Do this. If you're serious about this and you track this and you send us, you can email it to whoever was working with you, kind of weekly progress, weekly reports,
even monthly.
I mean, every month, but I mean, I want to see it on the week.
I want a text message.
I would say after you finish each program, you just give us a laundry list of what happened.
You can send it every month, but I want to see that it's been tracked, relatively, consistently on a weekly basis. Yeah. Send that to us, and then if it looks good, we'll send you another program for free, and we can work through all of them together. But you got to be consistent with them, and we got to see some of this this tracking. So I'll put that out for you. This is not for everybody. Okay, so audience watching right now, I'm not going to give you all free
a bunch of emails now.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, Cole. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yep. One more thing. Thank you guys for everything you guys do. I'm really happy. I really enjoy this journey that we're going on, and my little beard here, and I hope to eventually one day be able to have a boudoir photographer take pictures of me and increase my social media presence.
Wow. So that's awesome.
So I hope you guys, hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Yeah. Awesome, man. And congratulations on the baby, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, thank you very much.
Take it easy, Cole.
Tiny beards unite.
Yeah. I'm glad that he asked the question about what metrics to track, because it's good because it got us to go through all the different things you should pay attention to. Like some people pay attention to one or two metrics, but they don't pay attention to the rest. And that can make it challenging because if you're just obsessed about one metric, you end up compromising sometimes.
You're
other
ignoring
things.
all your body signals is
Yeah.
trying to tell you. And so if you can like actually chart that all out,
Totally.
and, keep that in mind, it'd be awesome.
I love this, and I'm so excited, and I hope to God that he sticks to it and goes all the way through, so we can really kind of sit back, because it would be great feedback from us, because because each program is gonna have, like, if you take the bubble idea that I was saying of like 1 to 5, after every program it should look a little different, and then hopefully at the end of all of it we did a really good job. Of kind of like really helping in all areas. So overall, it looks like a 5 out of 5 in all categories that you've improved on everything. Hopefully, if we did a good job of writing all these, but it'll be really neat to see each one individually for him personally.
That's
and I can't
That's
wait
why
to
I
see
said
that.
that, definitely.
Yeah.